What if I told you one of the following songs will be climaxed in Bayonetta 3? How are we going today, everyone? My name is Rakun. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. The following songs will range from the least trusted to my most trusted. So the Moon God in My Eyes is not on this list because we've talked about it so much. Now, the majority of Mr. Sinatra's songs are lovely romantic songs, but if we replaced intimate words with connection, or the action of coming together as enemies, rivals, or even long-lost friends, it opens up more possibilities. So without further ado, let's get right into the climax. I Wished on a Moon, 1936. Recorded by Bing Crosby, who also sang The Moon God in My Eyes, this song really resonated with me because it felt like it was talking about our forbidden child Bayonetta when she was growing up. We have a feeling that Bayonetta 3 is going to explore the events of Bayonetta 1 or the second timeline's Bayonetta, so these following lyrics could be a hint to that. The tone of Sinatra, where he sings "Every night was long and gloomy," feels like it can be sung right after an upbeat instrumental like the two previous Climax songs. And ultimately, like the song's title, it feels like Bayonetta is wishing for a better life in the future as she looks up to the moon. While this song is possible, the next one has a much more interesting take. The Moon Was Yellow, 1950. This one really gave me the vibe of a 1990s Japanese anime with a Spanish guitar touch. Like with every Sinatra song, this voice gives us an imaginary gateway to hearing the climax mix. The Moon Was Yellow reminded me of Bayonetta being the mom to little Cereza, but when I keep on hearing the lyrics in the following verses, it could be talking about a companion we don't even know about. Maybe even an Eclipsean foreordained child. Just like how Moon River was initially interpreted as John and Bayonetta, this could be the two forbidden children. The term yellow in the title could also be a clue, as Phileas, our Rakunity mod, stated before that yellow could be the next color rather than purple, which could actually be true, since it was red, blue, and now to complete the primary wheel, yellow. Though this leads me to my next one, a more sinister sounding one. Reaching for the Moon, 1930. This really felt like, especially the first line, it was talking about the Bayonetta 3 teaser where Cereza was fighting the purple figure, where the moon, which appears in the first frames, and quote-unquote, "You appear to be so near yet so far from me." This song was a perfect analogy for what was happening in the Bayonetta 3 teaser. The name Reaching for the Moon also has the same enunciation and amount of syllables as Fly Me to the Moon. We know that there will be some callbacks to Bayonetta 1, and Reaching for the Moon is another way to fit that callback. Both titles essentially are synonyms for figuratively and physically going to the moon. Oh You Crazy Moon, 1960. The Blood Moon in the Bayonetta 3 teaser is going to be a huge benefactor in progressing the events of Bayonetta 3, whether it be a second Armageddon or even if it weakens witches. Just like the previous songs, an introduction of a new character that could have been a part of our Bayonetta's upbringing or someone completely brand new could happen. Either Cheshire, Ludovicus, Eggman, Antonio, you name it. The fact that Sinatra was kindly blaming the moon for meeting his lover reflects the bigger analogy of the blood moon causing all these big events to come in Bayonetta 3. Full Moon and Empty Arms, 1945. I recently only discovered this popular song of Mr. Sinatra that gave me the same vibe as Moon River and Fly Me to the Moon. The whole song encapsulates what the other 4 songs don't. Bayonetta 3 could be the last arc of the Eyes of the World saga. Knock on wood, the whole Bayonetta franchise altogether. You heard the lyrics. Will there be a sad ending in Bayonetta 3? Will we have to sacrifice someone? This really gave me the vibe of either little Cereza or even our Bayonetta dying for the sake of saving the other. Our Bayonetta always wanted to save her mother. It's the feeling that was holding her back in the first game. If she gets the chance to be that figure of little Cereza grown up, she may have to sacrifice herself to save the second Armageddon. But franchise/marketing wise, let's say it's little Cereza who has to be sacrificed so that way there are no more time loops, no more extra timelines, and we can progress with a new story after the second Armageddon. Also, just like Fly Me to the Moon and Moon River, the first lines always had the title. Just the vibe of Full Moon and Empty Arms, even sped up, to me has a climax-worthy taste.
Didn't I tell you already? There's no quarter for you in this world.
Ultimately, it was initially recorded in 1945, the year the Second World War ended. Just like how the second Armageddon may come to an end, a full moon and empty arms. I'm Rakan, and happy theorizing.